Should be good.
All right. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. It's 8:59, 9:59, Tuesday, September 17th, 2024. And this is What's Good Denver, a weekly celebration of culture and discovery and fun stuff to do in Denver for kids, couples, singles, and old timers. I'm Ryan Estes with Tom GTL on the shore, Donahue, and the Las Vegas Raiders of podcasting, Troy Higgins. How are you guys?
I'm
Doing
doing
great.
good.
Doing
Ra-
great.
Nice.
The Raiders kill it this weekend. How'd it go?
They did. They
Dude.
uh, they pulled off the impossible. I I was like I couldn't believe it. I felt bad because my one of my friends he invited me to a Raiders game and I was like I don't think I could justify spending that much on a ticket and supporting that team this season. And then they go turn around a couple hours later and pull out that win. So that was wild.
It was incredible, man. I was so stoked for them. They played hard and looked good. I mean, the Raiders look good.
Yeah. It's a combination of that and the Ravens offensive line it's bad. Like they Raiders were getting after Lamar all day. Like that's a severe problem for them. And Raiders do have a good pass rush, so I think it was a lot of matchup stuff going on that helped them succeed. So we'll see if they can continue it.
Hmm.
Totally. Yeah, it looks like who they got next, the Panthers. That should be a dub.
That's nice. Yeah, they have a nice schedule. They get the Panthers, they get the Browns, and then they get the Broncos, Steelers. They have like a cake schedule coming up.
I
So
know. I know.
yeah,
Yeah.
The Broncos. Oof, this Bo Nix.
Yeah.
He's taking some time to settle in.
It's tough to be a rookie, you know?
Yeah,
It,
yeah,
the NFL, it is unforgiving, man.
yeah.
But he'll come around. He'll come around. He looked a little shook emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be it's got to be a shock, not only just coming into the NFL, but then just the news apparatus around the NFL. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they said there's more journalists for the NFL, just the NFL, than all world news journalists combined.
I believe it. I believe it. The oversaturation of like information and NFL content that's out there is just absurd.
Yeah.
Like it, you can open if you open X at any given point, it's just like you said, a million journalists, aspiring journalists, established journalists, just whoever, everyone's chiming in. Everyone wants to cover the NFL.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's amazing, but it feels good to be in football season. Tom, how was the shore, man?
Sure was good. I also spent some time watching football this weekend.
Heck
But
yeah.
yeah, saw the homies from back home, went down the shore, walked around the beach, and just that was the end of my work week last week. And then over the weekend had a little family party in New Jersey, flew back late last night. So it was a good trip. It's nice to get back home for a little bit always. So now I'm back. I'm happy to be back. I was only in my apartment for like maybe 6 days, and then I had to leave and go. So I'm good to be back here and getting my stuff together again.
Nice,
Nice.
nice.
Hell yeah, man.
Mhm.
Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, today's feature is Denver's After Dark, a guide to nightlife, the best of Denver's nightlife, from jazz clubs, speakeasies, to late night dining, bass and dance parties, insider tips on the After Dark scene. And Troy, I love that because you know exactly who you're talking to. So it'd be
Yeah.
very finite in its selection for a night scene. So we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Our music is by the illustrious Troy Higgins, and our sponsor is kitcaster.com. All right, Tom, you want to jump us into some events?
Yeah, let's jump right into it. The first one that I got, and let me put up the visuals for everybody watching on YouTube. Got Red Bull BC1 Cypher, West USA, and this is the breakdancing competition qualifiers for the national competition in Los Angeles. They have a stop coming through Denver. I just thought that it'd be cool to see, especially after we were in the breakdancing. Breakdancing ended up in the Olympics this year. So this Friday, starting at 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. This is an early night thing where it's not going to be too late. These dance battles, People got to get to bed. But Red Bull
No
BC
doubt.
One's coming to Denver. Top breakers across the U.S. for 1v1 showdowns.
Dude, sick.
It's going to be at Temple, which is a pretty good place for this if I picturing it in my mind correctly. Temple seems like a good spot for a breakdance battle. And so this will be qualifiers for that bigger Red Bull One National Cypher in Los Angeles. So yeah, it's definitely something unique, cool to check out, that scene. So yeah, that's something that I thought would be cool to highlight. What else we got?
Hell
here?
yeah. That seems awesome, dude. The breakdancers, especially now, I guess it's like kind of like all alt sports are just like at a different level, man. They're doing the most wild gymnastic stuff I ever seen. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I have to check that out. I don't remember the last time I saw some sort of modern breakdancing event.
No, it's looking pretty crazy these days. And yeah, the last I remember seeing it, it's like early 2000s, like on MTV.
Yeah, that's what I remember it as.
After America's Best Dance Crew came on, sometimes they'd put on the breakdancer battles, but haven't really. It's really making a big resurgence right now, and they're all pretty hyped about the Olympic spot, I'm sure.
Yeah,
So
Totally.
there's
That's
that.
awesome.
Ryan, you got Oktoberfest here. I'll skip over that one for right now until you come on and we'll talk about it. And then I got this. This is for the Crystal Girls, okay? The Wook Boys and the Crystal Girlies. We got the Body, Mind, Spirit Celebration, Denver. They're moving up. This is gonna be at the National Western Complex. So
Nice.
Experience Denver is a legendary celebration of all things holistic. We are going to be having a live expo and new venue for this, moving up to National Western Complex. You can expect to see panels, go to booths, view performers for things like natural health, personal growth, metaphysics, readings, and healings. And it's only $12 for the whole weekend.
Nice.
A lot of people are really deep into this stuff, and I think it's important to let them know that this is going on. I think there's a big scene for this stuff in Denver, so that's probably why they're doing it here. There's going to be lots of crystals, lots of copper pyramids, it's looking like. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I can't even begin to like read this entire thing, but there's going to be artists, there's going to be lots of tarot card reading, there's going to be lots of seminars and instruction sessions, inner light chakra photos. Interesting.
Sweet.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Troy, you a big crystal guy?
No, I'm not usually a crystal guy, but you never know. You never know. I could end up at this event and my mind could be changed and I could be enlightened to an entire new world. So
Yeah.
you never know. It's never too late to be a crystal guy. What about you, Ryan? You a crystal guy?
Yeah, I'm more of a crystal lady, I think. The metaphysical part of it, not so much, but I do have some weird attraction to crystals for some reason.
They're cool. Yeah, I like
mean,
looking.
Yeah. Well, in quartz too, it's like naturally cold for some reason. I don't know exactly why, but like, you find one on the trail that's kind of like milky, it's rare to find like a big clean one, but if you touch it, it's like cool to the touch and as opposed to like other rocks, which I don't know why that is. There's a lot of super powers with crystals. And I mean, on this note, I feel actually bad for the city of Denver, the listeners, because we didn't even talk about the Fossil and Gem Mineral Show, which was last weekend or last week, really.
Oh,
Somehow,
are you serious?
yeah, man, I missed it. Like usually they do all the big yellow signs everywhere, but they just must not have pushed harder with the marketing. So I totally missed it.
A 10-day event.
Yeah.
I see what's going on here. the Fossil Gem Mineral Show just came through last week, and now the Body Mind Spirit celebration's coming through this week. I bet they got some good deals on stock after the mineral show ended.
Yeah, they sure did, man. They went stocked up, you know.
Without
But yeah, man. And you know, it's interesting because at that Fossil Gem and Mineral Show, they've got the big geodes, you know. So if you've got your baller Aspen home, you got to have the big geode, the 6 foot tall, $6,000 geode, crazy thing.
Yeah.
And those are pretty cool, but there's something about like it's like a hand size, like size for me. It's like most satisfying. I'm sure I got some standing around here. I got this one right here.
Yes,
What Dada gave me. It's black onyx, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Something that fits right in the hand, you know.
I need some of those. I need some of those in my life.
It's a good fidget, you know.
I might be hitting up the exhibition this weekend. I know that some of my friends are really interested in this type of stuff, so maybe I'll check it out. I'll get us some geodes. Send you something, Troy.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a big event. 275 booths, 75 performers, 110 psychics and healers.
Wow.
There's going to be lots of healing going on here.
Big healing energy. Yeah, this looks really cool. It's actually humongous. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, I can't believe it's at the National Western Complex now. It's a huge, endless space. I mean, we were over there for the crypto convention, and obviously crypto and Ethereum specifically is huge. But damn, fill that up with some healing energy.
Saying.
Very cool.
They're gonna have some good spheres there. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, they're gonna have those absolutely pristine spheres. Not for sale.
I've got that one right over my shoulder here, back there. I've been trying to figure out a way to like put a light on it.
That's cool.
It's kind of you can't really tell it's there, but I'd love it if there was like an LED underneath. But because it's just clear, it's like
doesn't even catch the light.
It doesn't catch the light, yeah, totally. But yeah, big sphere guy, powerful body, mind, and spirit stuff here. I love it.
Yeah, for that one you need more of a spotlight that hits the whole thing.
Yeah, or like a disco ball, you know, put that over there. That would look dope.
Absolutely. And then we'll jump quick into Red Rocks. I'll be at Red Rocks this weekend. Let's start with tonight, Tuesday. Mitski. I don't know too much about Mitski, but I've definitely heard about him. Mitski and Ethel Kane tonight on Tuesday, September 17th. Wednesday, Cage the Elephant with support from Bakar, Willow Avalon, and Girl Tones. That's going to be cool.
Nice. I love Bakar. That dude's awesome.
Thursday, Get the Lead Out. Is that the cover band?
It's got to be. Led Zeppelin.
Get the Lead Out. That's one of their biggest ones, yeah. Get the Lead Out. Thursday, 7:30 p.m. And then we got Friday, Brett Goldstein, The Second Best Night of Your Life. Is this a stand-up guy? I've never heard of this guy.
Me neither.
What's the first best night of your life?
There's not.
I'm sure he's going to have 25 punchlines for that one.
Exactly. No, I mean, it must be stand-up. It's just...
Has to be.
Who's Brett Goldstein? Let's see. British actor and comedian. Yeah. Okay. Well, dang. He's hitting Red Rocks.
He's doing something right. I never heard of him either.
Yeah. Shout out to Brett if he's pushing numbers like that and we don't even know about him yet. Saturday, 8 a.m., Snow Shape Winter Fitness Series. Get your ski and snowboard legs in. Saturday, this is where I'm going to be at. Louis the Child, Jai Wolf, Memba, and Daniel Allen. A Day in the Sun. It's a daytime Red Rocks show starting at 3 p.m. So that sounds cool. We'll be done before dark. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Art got canceled on Sunday. What?
What was
Why's
canceled?
that?
Oh,
Heart.
Heart canceled.
Bummer.
Jeez.
That would have been a cool one.
No doubt.
New Edition's gonna be there instead.
Yeah, we can't skip over New Edition. Boy, that's going to be a show.
Heart
Yeah, dang.
not making it on Sunday, looking like that's canceled. But New Edition is coming through. Support from Finesse Mitchell.
Dude, New Edition. That's fifth grade. That's solid fifth grade Estes. I have to get my Timberland boots out with the Sherpa on the outside and get the big jean jacket. God dang, man. That's the hits. Ralph Tresvant, Johnny Gill, Bobby Brown, Belle Biv DeVoe. Dude, that's just gonna be hit after hit after hit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Be
Shout out
awesome.
to New Edition.
Shout out.
And then
Nice.
Monday, last but not least, Cole Swindle. Support from Clay Walker, Tucker, Wetmore. That's looking like some country stuff. And that's what we got. That's the
Nice.
lineup this weekend.
Heck yeah. Thanks, Tom. I got a couple of things. We'll lead off with the People's Forum on Immigration. People's Forum is designed to deepen our understanding and foster informed perspectives on immigration. So you got to register to get there. Now, we don't talk a lot about politics or whatnot on this show intentionally, but Denver, or more likely Aurora, was in the limelight for a story that was circulating about immigrant gangs taking over apartment complexes.
I saw that.
Yeah. And that showed up in the debate. And, it's a little hyperbolic, I mean, we've covered like a lot of the immigration stuff in Denver over the last year because there was such an enormous swell. Some say as many as 40,000 folks. And, I'm assuming that any population has crime. But if there's an assumption that there's some kind of like Venezuelan armed gang that's taking over apartment complexes, it's a little misguided. And I did ask around, some folks in the Denver judicial system to see like, hey, have you seen an uptick in immigrants as far as like in probation or crime? And it's like, no, none. So I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I think you look at a swath of any population, you're going to have a certain elements of criminality. But nonetheless, I think what we all did learn and what people kind of came to the conclusion is that there's like a right way to do it so that, immigrants are getting a fair shake and it's not, at the expense of other people's resources. So this would be a good place to go and hear what's going on. Or if you have a strong opinion, go down there and see how you can help out some of these folks. All right. We also got mycomorphosis, dancing with fungi. Okay, this is a multimedia, interdisciplinary, collaborative bio-art installation led by artist and choreographer Ivan Daniel Espinosa, which incorporates mycology, electroacoustic soundscapes, and dance. And it's an installation, I suppose, and with a performance and a reception at 5:30. This is at Saturday's Boulder Farmers Market. Now, I didn't have a chance to click into this at all. So what is going on with this?
This looks wild.
Yeah,
the
showing
pictures
us
look
these
kind of intense.
crazy mushrooms right here. That looks like that thing is going to send you to another universe.
Yeah,
just-
what is that?
Just this term, multimedia, interdisciplinary, collaborative bioart installation. That's one thing. That's wild.
What does that mean?
It's
They're
just-
dancing with the mushrooms.
What does it not mean? That's the
What it
question.
means, yeah, it's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Yes.
Bio art installation. So I don't know what kind of mushroom that is. It looks like it's grown out of a potato or something. But man, that looks
Yeah.
wild.
I mean, what can
I don't
we...
know, man. I love it. I love it when people are inspired with their art by something else. And I get really excited about mushrooms. Mushrooms are really cool. So,
Yeah.
this looks like they got some worshiping of the mushrooms going on here, kind of.
Yeah.
It looks good, man. It reminds me of my favorite episode of the X-Files. You guys ever watch the X-Files?
I did.
Mhm.
Yes.
You know that one where they're like, it's a totally insane episode. And then the like last scene, they're actually in the belly of this gigantic mushroom. They'd fallen in like a cave and the mushroom was slowly digesting them. And so what it did is it took over their central nervous system and just had them hallucinate all these weird fantasies to keep them distracted while the mushroom was like eating them.
I
Dang.
didn't see that episode. But that sounds very X-Files.
So
Definitely.
sick. And
Yeah.
so somehow they figured out, like, oh shit, remember we fell in the cave, we're in the mushroom, we got to get out of here. And so they wake up and climb out. But it was awesome. I think about
Wow.
that often for some reason. Like, am I in a mushroom being digested slowly right now?
We
And this
fell
is
in the
just
cave.
We can't prove that we're not.
Troy's like got a hand. He's like, get wake up, man. You got to get out. I'm like, oh, look, I'm doing a podcast with Troy.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Mycomorphosis. Shout to these guys, man. Amazing.
Yeah, crazy.
Okay, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we got Denver Oktoberfest. This is in Lodo, Larimer, 21st Streets in the Ballpark neighborhood, which will be all of the Oktoberfest festivities, largely large steins, drinking delicious beer. I mean, what a better excuse, you know? And you know, it could help out. Believe it or not, the beer industry is down. I was talking to
Really?
buddy of mine who had a brewery for many years. He got out of the beer business, but he said that at the Great American Beer Festival, they have now awards for the sodas, the hard sodas. They have awards for the canned cocktails. They have awards for all the for cider. Cider kind of makes sense, but I was like, you know, it seems kind of sacrilegious. You know,
Yeah.
Great American Beer Festival, like you're bringing sodas in here. I
Giving
guess
out
you got to dine with the
cider
enemy.
awards.
Yeah. And that's what he's saying attributes to beer being down in sales is the all these other different types of drinks popping up on the market.
Yeah, and there's alternatives. I think people are generally drinking less. I think like there's a lot of reports that Gen Z is like not drinking like their previous generations. I think also people are a little bit more aware of where they're getting their carbohydrates, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know Tom is a big vodka soda guy, and I kind of adopted that.
Yeah. All day.
Yeah, because you just want to keep it kind of light, and you know, a couple of big beers will slow you down a little bit.
Definitely. Vodka sodas
But
definitely keep you going and not as much sugar as some other drinks. That's why I'm on it. But you know what? We're pulling into beer season, so I think
True
the
that.
beer industry is going to be all right once fall comes around.
no doubt, you just you skip the bread for the week and go drink some gigantic beers because nothing really puts a smile on my face like a gigantic mug of beer.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling.
Same.
They got
Yeah,
they got the long dog derby going on. That looks exciting.
nice. What's that?
Wiener dog race.
Always trips me out just kind of going back to the alternatives to beer that hard seltzers weren't commercially available until 2013 and like they weren't even popular until 2020 or like 2019 or 2020 when White Claw
Yeah,
became a thing and now it's just like a common household thing but it's hard seltzers they've really only been around like widespread maybe a little under 10 years. It's like wild.
I know. It was right under your nose the whole time. A lot of times I think about that of like which products are like just right there, you
Yeah.
know, what with alcohol is better,
Yeah.
you know, and so consumable. I don't know, but yeah, I like the sodas.
What's
I think they're pretty good.
what's the normal ticket price here? Is it free?
It's free. Yeah, it's a free
Oh,
event. I think you can get VIP.
they have VIP and then premium beer hall access.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's pretty cool. Yeah, actually, all of my events are free today. So
nice.
yeah, shout out to Denver Oktoberfest. We also have, I mean, this is actually a stunning week of a lot of things that I'm really into. We got Pirate Festival. That's Friday and Saturday night at the North Glen Rec Center. So it's an adult evening with pirate costumes, sword fighting, and more.
Mm.
Wow.
Pay on site for dinner and drinks, but it's totally free. There's food booths, mermaids, bouncy houses, I assume for adults. I don't know. That's weird.
Mhm.
Piratical demonstrations, character appearances, and more. The Pirate Fest. You know?
Yeah, Pirate Fest is during the day, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. for pirates of all ages, and Pirate Night is 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. for adult pirates.
What do you think the Venn diagram looks like for Pirate Fest participants and the furry exhibit? Do you think
Lot
there's a lot of crossover there?
Lots of overlap.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes. Oh, or what about a triple Venn diagram with the Fur Fest, the Pirate Fest, and then the medieval
Oh,
fest?
See, I
oh
think
yeah.
our Renaissance Festival and
Yeah,
Pirate
Renaissance.
Festival, that's got to be a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
Furries, I don't know. I'd say there's less overlap here with the furries.
Okay.
There's kind of like an intensity to the furries that I wouldn't want to disrespect them by saying like you're into like Pirate Fest too, because it seems like that would diminish maybe their furriness. I don't know. It seems more
Yeah,
committal, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Uh, is anyone gonna bring a real parrot on their shoulder, or will it be fake parrots?
You know someone's got a real parrot.
Someone's got one
Yeah.
that's trained on all pirate
You
terms.
know it.
Yeah.
You know
Sponsored
it.
by Raising Cane's. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's what's
I
up.
saw that.
Yeah.
Pirate
Yes.
King. There's going to be a
Okay.
Pirate King election.
And to not be outdone. I mean, it's just an amazing week. You got Viva Southwest Mariachi Fest. Bro. Mariachi music will be spilling over Southwest Denver. This featured act is La Santa Cecilia, which started out in LA, named after the patron saint of music. So I can't tell if there's like more than one band. There's got to be. Okay, and this is at Levitt. Sick. So yeah, Mariachi Festival. Now I'm looking at the picture and I'm a little bummed out because they look very sharp and crispy. But
Mm.
I do like the mariachi the traditional with the black and the silver or gold accoutrement.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
a real sucker for that. I could see like retiring to Mexico and just being the gringo on the end playing that little pequeño guitar in a mariachi band.
Hmm.
That would be like a life mission for me.
That would
Be,
not that would not be a bad way to retire at all.
wouldn't that be good? I,
Yeah.
I couldn't do like that seventh harmony. I might be able to hit the third, and just be like in the back and just strung that. It's like the 8 string thing. Ah, it'd be great.
Nice.
But that would be awesome. That's at Levitt. That is $3.99. And then the last thing I got today is the Book Festival Art Walk. A Word, a storytelling sanctuary. The Word is partnering with Art District on Santa Fe, Metro State, and Visual Art, Su Teatro. A 2-day event that includes author talks and discussions, arts activities, film screenings, book signings, award-winning authors, and so on. Admission is absolutely free, and this is over in the Arts District on Santa Fe, which again, this is right up my alley. We've talked about this. Like if I go to a new place, like what I want to do is go to the used bookstore. I want to go to the rock store, the rock and gem store, and I want to go to the used bookstore, so you get your records, used books, and a little crystal,
Yeah.
so this sounds great. And a lot of the folks over on South Broadway have actually been moving. I think Mutiny was a great used bookstore on South Broadway, is moving to downtown Inglewood. So Inglewood is getting this like really cool like bohemian injection now that kind of the rents have priced out all the cool independent stores on South Broadway to make room for Panera and Shake Shack, I suppose.
Mhm.
Those are
But
always
San
the reference. Panera and Shake Shack. That's when you know you're booted out.
that's when it's coming. And that's when the culture has died.
Mhm.
But Santa Fe is, I think its designation as an arts district keeps it good for the people, So there are all these like cool kind of cultural opportunities in bookstores. I'm trying to think if there's a bookstore down there that I know. I don't know if I do know one.
You definitely can't open any like chain spots down there. There's not a single,
No.
chain thing down there on Santa Fe in that area.
Totally, yeah. They want to keep it very independent, and as a result, I mean, some of the best foods down there, some of the best theater experiences.
Yeah, the
Santa Fe's
galleries.
awesome.
It's nice.
Yeah,
Good spot.
nice. That's a wrap. That's a wrap on events. Let's do highlights real quick, and we'll jump into our feature. Troy, what was your highlight last week?
I think I'm gonna have to say so second week at NFL, but it was my first week of the season, even though it's only week two. But it was my first week being able to like wake up in the morning, or actually we went on a little hike, got back, had some coffee, some breakfast, sat down, watched the morning games, and just chilled and got to watch football on the couch for a little bit and relax, have kind of a lazy Sunday, do errands, laundry as I watched the games. So that was cool. That was a treat. Just a relaxing Sunday with NFL going on. Definitely felt very good. Gives you something to look forward to on Sundays. What
Hell yeah.
about you guys have going on last weekend?
I agree. I'm gonna say, football Sunday with the back home homies was really great, and just overall trip back to the East Coast was the highlight. I got all sorts of things in, a little bit of beach walking time, a little bit of, city life show time, and a little bit of football time with the homies and the family time as well. So that's gonna be the highlight, the Jersey trip. That's where I was at.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Nice. I'm going football too. My whole life is football now. Both my kids play football. We got CU got a dub. Broncos had a loss, but I'm going with my daughter's flag football team. They're now 6-1. They're 14th in the state, and
Whoa.
my daughter had 2 pick-sixes and 2 touchdowns on offense.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's in the top 20 players in the state right now, and the first pick-six was kind of a classic pass to the flats. She just intercepted that, ran in for 20. The other one was she high topped somebody and then like did this little like paradiddle move so that the other gal couldn't get her flag. It was like a 45-yard touchdown. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Like the Tyreek Hill of flag football.
Yeah, absolutely. I know
Probably
she needs to have an end
exhilarating.
zone celebration. Dude, it's so fun, man. I cannot stop talking about flag football. Girls flag football is possibly the most exciting spectator sport I've been to in a long, long time. It is
What's
fast paced, big plays. It's awesome.
what's like the age divisions for that? Like,
It's high school. So
oh,
it's
it is.
yeah, it's an official
Oh,
CHSA sport now.
oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So it was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, my daughter was a sophomore and she was like, I don't want to play volleyball. And
Hmm.
so it was either NFL or the Denver Broncos like invested in girls flag football. And so they set everything up and it was like an intramural sport. And that year they went to state and ended up getting, I think, third place in state because my daughter basically went to the basketball team, was like, dude, let's play football. And they're like, okay. And it was so cool. And what they were doing is they were playing like laterally on the field so that there was like 2 or 3 games going at a time. So they would play like 2 or 3 games on a Saturday. And it was really
That,
cool. It was like that for 2 years. And then this year, it was basically made an official sport. And so now the presentation, it's full length of the field. They shorten it a little bit and they narrow it a little bit. But you got the scoreboard, you've got the Jumbotron, you have an announcer that's like calling the plays and like who made the
that's so
tackle and
cool.
stuff.
That's
It's
epic.
it's
Nice.
awesome. It's
They didn't have
so cool.
anything like that when I was in high school. That's super cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's shockingly fun to watch, exciting. I mean, I think they outscored their opponents this week 93-0. They just dismantled
Oh,
these two poor teams.
Dang.
whoa.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There must
Yeah.
be some kind of like, sigh of relief, some kind of lightheartedness to the sport as well when like your kids aren't out there getting concussed every play. Like
Yeah.
it's much more safe. It's not, and not to say you can't get hurt playing flag football, because you definitely can, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen every play.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they will adopt those like 7-on-7 helmets at some point because every once in a while they're bonking their heads and you're like, "Ugh."
Like a
But
collision.
yeah, collisions and like back of the head on the ground.
Hmm.
I think it'll get there eventually. But you know what it also doesn't have is like this historical pedigree of like intensity.
Yeah.
Like high school sports is intense. It's competitive sports. So like people are not
Hmm.
messing around. And so like basketball, especially basketball, because it's inside, it's the yelling and the sound and like all the stakes are so high. High school football is completely nuts. Those coaches are out of their mind, you know. So all these sports have like this like embedded intensity where it's like we've been training you for since you were 5 to like be here now and do this, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Where flag football, they're loose, you know. They're
Yeah.
giving high fives. They're like just like, oh man, it's football. This is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's largely, you know, the students are kind of like running the show. They have coaches that are great, but like it's cool, man. I loved it. It's just it's amazing. I'll keep you guys updated as the season progresses because I think they got a big game tomorrow against the 4th ranked team. If they win that, I think they're cracking the top 5 in the state.
Dang.
So
Wow. That's
yeah,
That's
yeah, it'd
awesome.
be awesome. Totally. All right, let's hop into the feature. We're talking about night spots.
Night spots for the night
I'm
owls.
for the night owls. I'm going to run through mine because some of this will be review, largely because I mean I just don't go out that much, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I
That's
do
fine.
go out, I'm looking for a certain energy. You know, usually it's like a group of guys, and we just want a spot that we can sit back and just, you know, shoot the shit and hang out and have some good music. So my spots are ESP, Dazzle, and Nocturne. ESP, of course, is just like, you know, unfortunately, the secret is out now. You know, if I go to ESP, it's like packed. You
it's getting
know,
packed.
it's getting packed and people talk about it, but how could you not? It's just such a fun place to go. You know, there's a smoky cocktails, Japanese whiskey, vinyl, rare groove, B-side type stuff.
Yeah.
We all went there and had a great time. Um, it's hard to beat that spot. The one thing, if I did have a criticism though, all the kerosene lamps kind of creates like a mouth residue by the end of the night if you're there for a while,
Ooh.
you
Interesting.
know? So I don't know, burning residue or burning kerosene in like a little tight area like that, it has a beautiful aesthetic, but I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Interesting. Hmm.
Yeah.
You can feel it by the end.
I think when I was there, I didn't hang out in there long enough to get the residue in my mouth, but I'd like to. I would like to be in there long enough to at least know that that can happen.
Let
I
that
didn't
do it.
notice. Yeah, I didn't notice largely because, you know, after 3 cocktails, I don't really notice anything there. They pour them so stiff. But last time I was there, I was like, Ryan, contain yourself, and just kind of had one and some water. And I was like, I can taste the kerosene. So what's missing on this list is the illustrious El Chapultepec, which is has gone the way of the dodo, but we all miss El Chapultepec, which was the seminal kind of jazz dive bar in Denver for years. But in its stead, we have Dazzle and we have Nocturne, and Dazzle is kind of like an institution at this point. You know, they're located in the Denver Center of Performing Arts, and I had the illustrious honor of being their founding music director way back in the day, 20 years ago, maybe, when we converted it from kind of a Asian fusion restaurant into a jazz club. And I remember that first year we got a really big award, which was top 100 jazz clubs in the world. We were listed there,
Wow.
which kind of put us on the map. And we just started hosting, like, we got out way over our skis with the kind of events that we had there. Carn Allison and Charles McPherson and like just some big hitters, and Joshua Redmond, and now they're having just like every single night is absolute murderers at Dazzle, and absolutely love that place. And then my last one is Nocturne, which is down there in Rhino, nestled away, which has a really cool stage. It has deep booths, you know, so if you want to be kind of in the music, you can get these deep booths and kind of slink into it. And then they have a cool bar on the back and a backside of the booth where you can just kind of hang and like on bar stools and kind of quietly talk to your buddy and check out the tune a little more casually, but also a really cool spot. So those are my hidden gems for nightlife. Tom, what you got?
Nice. I got 2 different categories here: the normal hours and the after hours. So, normal hours, we're talking anytime until 2 p.m. or sorry, 2 a.m. and then after hours, anytime after 2 a.m. There's something for everybody in Denver. You know, I tend to lean more towards the more clubby dance music scenes, but there's a spot for everybody to go hang out, no matter when or where they're trying to go. So some of the normal hours, and I kind of really boiled it down to locations Rhino, obviously our highlight from last week, is one of the biggest spots in town right now. You got places like Beacon, Larimer Lounge, Mockingbird, Matchbox, really more focused on the dancing and nightlife, clubby scenes up in Rhino. Then if you're looking for more relaxed, maybe a little more upscale, get some food involved, have some dinner and stuff, I recommend the Highlands area. Get a great view of the city no matter which spot you're at up there. And it's typically more food focused. If you're up there, you're not getting too crazy, but also some really good dive bars too, where you can go maybe watch a game or do whatever you want. If you're really trying to get rowdy, Lodo is the area, ballpark district, Lodo. That's where I think the most degeneracy happens, where it gets a little bit crazy on your Friday and Saturday nights. But again, everything in these areas are closing typically at 2, unless you have some secret intel. Then Larimer Square, that's also another less rowdy type spot than Lodo, but still really nice down there. You have a combination of food, going out, whatever you're really looking for down in the Larimer Square area, and lots of little underground cool places. I went to one last week called Garage Sale, which is essentially like a thrift shop with a bar in the middle, and you do your shopping, you get your drinks and stuff, and they got all sorts of deals. They sell clothes and hot sauce there. And then South Broadway, got to highlight that as well. And South Broadway is different the farther south you go. You can have South Broadway, north of I-25, and then South Broadway, south of I-25. All great options in both of those places, I would say. And yeah, those are the key areas, I think, around town. And then also you have some spots over near like Cheeseman. We got Colfax. We got the City Park area up there on 17th Street. But let's get into little after hours for those people who are more night alley. After 2 a.m., there's a couple places that you can go. There's this little loophole going on in Denver right now with the membership clubs. And those membership clubs, maybe sometimes they're serving alcohol, maybe sometimes they're not. But essentially, they're getting away with it past 2 a.m. because they're not charging you. They may accept donations for drinks, but they're not charging you for drinks, and you are a private member of this establishment, so it's not a public gathering space.
Important differentiation legally.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And you can buy your membership right there at the door. So yeah, there's a lot of that going on these days. Those are places that are staying open typically till 5 or 6 a.m. And I think there's a general sentiment towards staying open at least until 4 in Denver. There's been a push for it for a few years now, and I think they're slowly trying to make that happen still. But you also, as with any big change like that, you got a lot of pushback. So Glendale, on the other hand, already has 4 a.m. rules. So if you want to take a 15-minute drive, what's up, Troy?
I said interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, it's technically not Denver. It's different municipality, Glendale, but it's literally right. It's less than like 10 minutes from where I am right now. It's like maybe 15. They got some dive bars. They got some smaller clubs. They definitely have some adult entertainment venues over there that are taking advantage of the 4 a.m. rules. But yeah, if you want to stay out later, you can definitely consider that, because they will serve until 4 over in Glendale. And also, I was talking about some late night food spots really quick. And actually, I have to, after this one, gotta go. But there's your classic Pete's type spots downtown. Food truck areas are Rhino, and then also down by Larimer Square now, some food trucks. But Lodo just re-banned food trucks because, as we talked about before, Lodo gets a little rowdy, and they attribute a lot of the after hours issues to the food trucks. So they've once again banned food trucks in Lodo as of recently, but still other areas around town you could do that, find some food after you get out. They just think that, you know, coming out of the bar straight onto a food truck line creates a lot of recipe for conflict down there. And
I could see that.
yeah, and it's just in that area where it gets a little bit crazy some weekends. So other places, they still got it. And that's
nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. We'll wrap it up there. A little short. Yeah. Cool. Thanks, everybody, for listening. To this week, I want you to follow us on YouTube. We got a couple of videos over there that are blowing up. Apparently, we had some controversial statements about Tyreek Hill. I didn't think so, but you guys can read the comments. But
I'll need to check that out.
Yeah, go check out our shorts, ladies and gentlemen, over on YouTube. What's Good Denver? Otherwise, you can find us at kitcaster.com/Denver. And that's a wrap. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
See you.